Welcome, Thunderbird Nation, to the Thunderbird Coaches Show. Coming to you from our new home here at Cafe Sabor in beautiful Cedar City, where kids eat free on Mondays. Bring out the family. Come enjoy your time here at Cafe Sabor. I'm your host, Jon Smith. With me, as always, is our coach, Delane Fitzgerald, and we got a special guest all the way from Middletown, Delaware, Mr. Josh Dunn.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Coach, we got a little rain last night, cleansed Cedar City. This morning I woke up, it's clear, it's crisp. Smell football in the air. This is the official start of football here in Cedar City. I'm excited. Tell me how excited you are that game week is upon us.
Well, I'm not as excited about the rain last night as you are.
Come on.
Didn't even know it happened, to be honest with you. I must have slept through it.
You were in the zone?
It is a little more humid today than
It feels
usual.
nice.
Yeah, a little
nice.
more humid than it normally is. Excited, John, about this being our first week. Really excited about our guys getting to compete against a different university, getting to play somebody in different color jerseys. Always the most exciting time of the year.
Yeah. Josh, are you excited to hit somebody other than a T-Bird this week?
Yeah, we've been talking about it for like 2 weeks straight. We're tired of practicing against each other.
Yeah.
It's great to go against someone else in a different color jersey. So, yeah, we're excited to do that.
I love it. I'm excited this weekend. We got the game here in Cedar City, 6:30. We host some people down at the end zone suite, and the number one request that they always have, Ernie's chicken fingers. Tell me Ernie's chicken fingers aren't the best here in town. They're excellent. Crispy, juicy chicken. They have the potato logs. They've got the sauces.
I feel a little strange sitting in the middle of Cafe Sabor, best Mexican restaurant in town, best Mexican restaurant in this county.
It is.
And we're talking about chicken fingers.
But they don't have chicken fingers here, so we're allowed. Ernie's is a sponsor of SEU Athletics, and we're excited to mention them here at Cafe Sabor. Their Cafe Sabor is a great partner and is allowing us to mention our other food donors. So anyway, head on down to Ernie's. It's just a couple blocks north of the end zone there at the north end, and get you some chicken fingers. Game day experience is not the same without Ernie's chicken. So we were talking about Ernie's chicken, but they got potatoes there. And speaking of potatoes, we got Idaho State up this week. Idaho State Bengals from Pocatello, Idaho. Week 0, they had a game against UNLV, Coach. I'm sure you were really interested and paid attention to what was going on down there. They fell to UNLV 38-31. Do you guys have a watch party? I mean, do you guys pay attention and see what was going on in that game, and what did you see?
Yeah, the team got together and watched the game. How could you not? I said it last week, but Idaho State gets the advantage of the week 1 to week 2 improvement. We get the advantage of seeing some of their tendencies, idiosyncrasies, what they're doing on offense, defense, and special teams. So we weren't going to pass up that opportunity. John, people said, what surprised you the most? Here's what surprised me the most, is I found myself and our players found themselves rooting for Idaho State Saturday night.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I watch a football game. And I always go to the underdog,
Sure.
especially when it's a big underdog.
Yeah.
So into the first half, they're beating UNLV and beating them handily at the end of the first half, and I was on board. And cheering, and anyway, it was Idaho State is extremely well coached. That they play hard, they're efficient, sharp. Let's start with their offense, and that they've got a 3rd or 4th year quarterback, a young man that's going into his third year in that system, playing well, really good with the RPOs early, and he's got 5-6 receivers running around the field playing really hard for him, and then they run the ball really efficiently, and number 28's a good football player for them, and John does a great job of coaching their offensive line, and I think their offensive line coach is one of the best around here. I can't find a negative with their offense, John. They flip over on defense, and the new defensive coordinator had them playing extremely hard the other night. I love the DB pressures that they were using to get home and to get pressure on UNLV, and that was good. But they got 2 linebackers that are as good as anybody we're going to see this fall, and excited to compete against them. And then whoever's coaching their defensive backs got those young men flying around the field playing hard.
They caused some turnovers on defense, did they not?
They did. They did call some turnovers, bend but don't break. They made UNLV attempt 2 field goals. They missed the field goals. And then the big stat that they beat UNLV on special teams. The 2 missed field goals helped that stat, but they handled UNLV on special teams, and that's something that we've got to not only match how hard they play on teams, but we've got to exceed it on Saturday night.
Yeah. Josh, what did you see as a player? What did you see about their offense that maybe there's an opportunity for you defensively?
Nothing really surprising. They have a quarterback. He's real confident throwing the ball. Their draw play with the running back. They got a big back there that's confident running the ball. So we're going to plan on taking advantage of that in the run game. But passing game is going to be a lot on our DBs. They're going to take a lot of shots. That's what we saw. So
they don't seem afraid to get it up in the air and go at it.
And they got a big receiver, 14, who's not afraid to go get it. So we're excited about that. Take some shots.
Good challenge.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the challenges now that they've seen you? You haven't seen them, or you've seen them. They haven't seen you. Obviously, we're not going to give away any surprises or anything like that on the show, but you had mentioned that the biggest opportunity for getting better is between week 1 and week 2. You don't have that advantage. They do. But what are some advantages you're going to have where they haven't seen what we've got coming at them?
Yeah, they don't know our tweaks. And we'll be different. We'll look a little different on offense. We're going to be different, different scheme and some different things on defense that they haven't seen yet. And then we've made some adjustments on special teams, and they haven't seen any of that. They also haven't seen any of our transfers play. We got to see, and they don't have a ton of them running around on the field, but we got to see their 3, 4, 5 guys that weren't in uniform for them last year run around and make plays on Saturday. They haven't seen our guys yet, and that's our advantage right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to use that. We're going to have to use that advantage to get up on them. They look. You said they're well coached. They didn't seem to have a lot of deficiencies. It might be just who wants it more on Saturday.
Yeah, John, they play faster. They're maximizing their ability to play fast. And I'm not talking about in-between plays, because every offense in the country now, if you get it rolling, you play faster and play faster and play faster, and they obviously do that. But when the ball is snapped, they play about as fast as they can possibly play. And then here's what gets missed, and we found it not going to surprise us. They're tougher than people think they are.
Yeah.
For a team that's trying to throw it 70 times a game, they're extremely tough on offense, defense, special teams, play hard-nosed, well-coached.
Sure. A lot of energy, a lot of effort, I'm guessing. And that's something that Thunderbirds generally do bring to a football game. They can match some energy. We can get after it as well. Exciting brand of football that's going to be played here on Saturday. Excited to watch it. Any other thoughts on how ISU, the Bengals, played against UNLV? Anything else you want to tell the people?
John, hard fault. They're up 10-0 before UNLV scores. They're up 7 at halftime. With 10 minutes on the clock, I think the game was tied, and UNLV managed just to score and win the game 38-31. Several times on Saturday evening, Idaho State football program made Dan Mullins question his decision to take the UNLV job.
Yeah, I bet.
And it'll never, ever get verbalized, but they had him on the ropes.
They had him thinking about it, didn't they? Now, what was the difference in the game ultimately? Was it turnovers?
So the difference ended up being in a couple categories, and I don't want to really get into that right now.
Okay.
But ended up being in a couple of categories. But the turnovers late in the game, turnovers in the fourth quarter, they never help you be successful.
Yeah. Great. Well, Idaho State, again, fell 38-31 to UNLV in a hard-fought battle. We were able to get some intel, some info on how they're going to play, and hopefully that'll help us prepare for Saturday. Let's move on, Coach. Let's spotlight our good friend. Josh Dunn is here with us. Redshirt senior, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Playing linebacker for the Thunderbirds?
Yes, sir.
We mentioned that you're
super duper duper senior.
Super duper duper. The eighth
like
year senior.
one extra year. I think I'm in my 5th year.
Okay,
so
well, that's not that
too
bad. Hey,
Not-
around here, that's not bad.
Not too
I
bad,
think
not too
I'm in
bad.
my 5th year. He's counting them up.
Josh, we mentioned you're from Middleton, Delaware. Give us an idea what's home like. What is your hometown, and what's that area like?
It's a small town, small state. I think it's the second smallest state next to Rhode Island. But we're right next to water, so beaches down south.
Yeah.
Cities up north. We're right next to Philadelphia and Baltimore, so you get a little bit of both.
Kind of that happy medium, small town, but if you want to get to the city, you can within
Yes,
a
sir.
couple hours, hour and a half, hour.
Like an hour.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming from a small town, being here in Cedar City is probably not a huge difference. I mean, Cedar City's not a big place. We got Vegas, couple hours south, Salt Lake, a couple hours north, a little longer drive. But
Yes, sir.
have your folks been out here to watch you yet?
Oh yeah, they come out. They come out as much as they can. They're coming to this game this week. They try to come to most of the home games, and then one game that's closer to home. So like when we play Kentucky or Georgia, they'll come out to that game.
Very
and I
cool.
have family in those areas, so they come out to those games all the time.
Very cool.
Josh comes from good people. So mom and dad came, actually mom and uncle came to media days this past July.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the great support.
Yes,
it probably speaks to why you're so good.
Yes, sir. It does. It contributes for sure.
Absolutely, it does. You're preparing for Idaho State. You're kind of one of the vocal leaders on defense now.
Yes, sir.
What have you told your guys leading into this weekend to get them prepared and excited and ready to go?
The biggest thing is just buying into our scheme as a defense, doing our 111. We were just talking about it the other day as a defense. A couple of guys got together to watch film. If we do our 111 and stick to our assignments, we'll be good out there because we have a good plan, good scheme. So everything should come to us as a defense.
Very cool. On the academic side, you've been here for a little while.
Yes, sir.
What are you studying, and how have you progressed towards your degree?
I graduated in the spring with my undergrad. I'm getting my master's this fall.
Fantastic.
Yes,
and
sir.
what field of study?
Interdisciplinary studies.
Excellent.
Yes,
and the
sir.
master's? Interdisciplinary?
Yes, sir. Master's interdisciplinary.
Excellent. And then you said your folks have been out. What are their comments about Cedar City? I mean, it's a little different than Delaware, for sure. It's different than the East Coast, period.
It is.
What have they seen out here that maybe has been remarkable to them?
My family loves being outside, loves like nature and stuff, so they love the mountains, going on the trails and the hikes. They love doing that. I'm pretty sure they went on like some ATVs last year.
Oh, cool.
Out in the dirt. So
Yep.
They loved that. They enjoyed that.
Very cool. Well, that kind of leads us into the segment about visit Cedar City.
You know Josh hitting on those ATVs. He said out in the dirt.
He said out in the dirt.
Out in the dirt.
This segment is brought to you by Visit Cedar City, Brian Head. You had mentioned your folks like to come out, get some ATV in, get some hiking, enjoy the wilderness out here.
Yes, sir.
It is a beautiful place. I was just out in Oregon this week for most of the week, and I travel quite a bit. When I come back to Cedar City, I just have a smile on my face. I mean, you come in, you see the beautiful red rocks, you see the mountains flying in over from Oregon. It's kind of flat. There's a big flat kind of between in Idaho and Salt Lake coming down, and then bam, beautiful southern Utah peeks through the clouds and just makes my heart happy.
You gonna tell the folks what you shot?
Well, not the first 3
So-
days.
so-
I was out golfing.
Yeah. So let's brag. What'd you shoot on Saturday?
On Saturday, I shot a 72 at the Fazio course there at Pronghorn up
Which
in
is a really
Oregon.
hard course.
That is a very difficult golf course. It was a nice round, Coach.
Would you
Thanks
shoot
for-
on the back nine?
I shot 3 under on the back nine. A solid score. Man, this guy set me up. I'm sure there's a stab coming soon.
Softball, you little
Yeah,
softball
yeah,
toss.
no,
Hit it hard.
I can't wait for the stab in the back. It feels nice now, but I know there's something coming. It was a great time. It was, Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Cedar City, Brian Head, the hiking, the beautiful opportunities to enjoy what God has blessed us with down here in Cedar City and Brian Head. Hiking, mountain biking, skiing, all world class at Brian Head. So if you're contemplating a visit here to Cedar City or Brian Head, make plans now. Visit Cedar City, Brian Head. We have some interesting new segments. We got a new segment that I'd like to bring up now. It's sponsored by Pizza Hut, and it's called Pizza My Mind. I think we're going to have some more fan involvement, some fan engagement here. But let's see what's on the minds of Thunderbird questions. So here's a question that came through. This is pizza specific. This one goes to you, Josh. What player is most likely to eat a whole pizza in one sitting?
What player? I hate to say it, but Loy. Shout out Loy Mata.
Loy Mata. He's going to pound it down.
You said exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. So the cool thing about it is we have consensus.
But, hey, pizza, cow, horse, you just eat the whole thing.
Tongan?
Eat the whole
Let's
thing.
go. Okay, cool. And then this comes for either of you, or you both can comment. What's things that the crowd can do when they're in full throat and everything's going? What are some things? Is it a cheer? What can they do to get the players hyped up or coming back from a missed opportunity?
Definitely a cheer. I feel like we should get something specific for us going.
Okay.
But cheer definitely brings the juice up.
Kind of like that third
field.
down.
Yes, sir.
The juice chant.
Yep, a juice chant.
I
Something
like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
That'll
we'll get
us
that
up
going.
there.
All athletes feed off of the crowd's energy. And we're going to feed our players and coaches are going to feed off of the energy in the stadium on Saturday night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Those are the two questions that I had written down. So that little segment there, we'll have some more content coming next week, but that's brought to you by Pizza Hut. Go check them out on 200 North. They got a new spot, drive-through, pickup, delivery, whatever you need. Pizza Hut's got you covered. So we have an interesting week here because we haven't played a game. We're talking about what's coming. We've already wrapped up the fall practice. Next week, obviously, we will be able to talk about Idaho State and then look forward. Let's just talk about the schedule, maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks. We don't want to get way too far into the schedule and look ahead of anybody. But who do we have? What does the schedule look like, and who do we have coming up?
I don't want to go past Saturday night, and everything we got's working towards Idaho State. John, we had a good camp. As a coaching staff, and I think our players liked our camp, and they got a little more downtime than they usually do, and we removed one of the practices per week to keep their legs, but we're excited about that. John, sitting here talking to you, we're relatively healthy. Our question marks are how are the new guys going to play?
Sure.
Because we're going to roll 8 or 9 guys out that in prominent roles, and roles where we need them to perform and play well, but we're going to roll some new guys out, and it'll be interesting to see how they do. Excited about the whole thing. And John, I'll run through our team, and I'll talk about Idaho State all you want to.
Okay, let's do that.
I'll be honest
Focus
with you.
on this
I don't
week.
even know who we play next week right now. So
Well, it might be San Diego, but we'll
there you
talk
go.
about that next week.
We're at San Diego. Yeah, let's do that next week.
That's fine.
So, hey, excited about our offense. And hey, you line up with the best center in the country, you got a chance to be pretty good. And 25-year-old quarterback.
Veteran quarterback.
Yeah, who started 30-some games, and a tailback who started 40 games, and 2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers with a ton of experience. And, Devin Downing jumps in there and adds a bunch of depth after having a good freshman year last year. But we're older. We're older and experienced. We talked about love Loy Mata and Jeremy Perkins at the guard position. Excited about them. And then at tight end, we're a little bit of a question mark because we're going to line up with 2 new guys. But those 2 new guys, one of them they all started last year, and one of them started 7 games for South Dakota, who I think, in my opinion, was the 3rd best FCS team in the country. Started 7 games for them, and then played 43 snaps in the semifinal game against Montana State. But excited there. Yeah, and we've had this conversation before, and I've talked to a lot of people this summer about it. We returned every specialist from last year, so all of our specialists are back, and they're much better than they were a year ago, and we're excited about that. We flip over on defense, and anytime you get an FBS starter to transfer down to you, or he lands at your place, and Sini Tuiaki.
Sini, yeah.
Yeah, Sini
Turbo.
Yeah. Lined up with Joe Tagamore and Parker Andrews at the defensive tackle position gives us something to be excited about. And then Henry Harper and Lando are back at the defensive end position, and we got some transfers in there. We've got this guy and 4 other seniors at the linebacker position, and all the while there's a redshirt sophomore in there that's battling for playing time, and we're excited about that position. And then, John, nobody in this town can even name the name of one of our defensive backs right now, but we really like our defensive backs, and we think we're talented. Hey, young and talented. And as a coach, and hey, a lot of coaches are going to listen to this podcast. As a coach, it's much better to be young and talented than old and not talented.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially in a sport that's so physical and requires strength and speed.
In sports or in life.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
you can go out and shoot 3 under on the back 9. Hey, I'm gonna go out. I'm just old and not talented.
He is older than me, and he's less talented.
And I'm
that
less
is true.
talented. Yeah.
That is when it comes to that.
We'll put you in shoulder pads and helmet.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Show you how
do
talented
not,
you
yeah,
are.
No, you don't want to do that. No, we don't have the right insurance for
You're
that. Let's wrap things up here. Thunderbird Nation, we need you out in full force this Saturday. Students are going to be there. The town will be there. Thor, the Thunderbird, will be there flashing his gorgeous smile. It's hard not to notice that smile. There's only one place that Thor trusts to keep his smile so gorgeous. That's Webster Orthodontics. Webster Orthodontics here in Cedar City. You can trust Webster Orthodontics for your family smiles as well.
I will say this about Webster. Great orthodontist.
Absolutely.
Great,
Good guy, too.
Did a nice job on both of my daughters.
He's got a great family, Cedar City native. You might even say Cedar City founding family, the Websters. Great folks down there at Webster Orthodontics. So, look, any parting comments? Josh, you got anything else that you'd like to say to Thunderbird Nation?
All the fans just come to the game with some energy. It's going to be a good game. And we're
Excellent.
excited.
Should be a fun night. Ready to get this thing started.
Awesome. Well, let's get it on. For Josh Dunn, Coach Delane Fitzgerald, I'm Jon Smith signing off. Go Thunderbirds.
Go Thunderbirds.